We're at the beginning of round 5, which will be the middle turn, as this is a 9-turn game, and there are 9, is it 9? 4, 5, yes, 9 victory points for the Axis. They need 12 to win. So we'll come over here to Germany's turn. And let's set this up. They are hitting Russia. And I think that's it. I don't think they're attacking any other units there. So I can probably get this a little closer. And then I can put that box right in there. There you go. All right. Give me some dice. All right, so see the red arrows on the attacks. We're going to have to go after the Russian armor there in the middle and hopefully not get eliminated on the counterattack. I had planned on breaking off and coming here with a couple guys, 2 planes and some paratroopers. But I think if I can break through here in the south, it's going to draw some forces south, to help me out. So we're going to fly this bomber down there with 2 infantry. Has 1 left, so it'll land there in Iraq. And then we have this fighter and Stuka from Rome. They'll have 1 left, and then the 2 infantry from Iraq. So I'm hoping that attack goes well. The next attack here in the middle, we've got all these units lined up, and then Poland and Bessarabia are all going in there, along with a bomber brings in 2 paratroopers. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, and it can head back. So, because it came from an air base. We have another Stuka and fighter coming in. They have 1 movement left. So they're going to land in a bad spot. So we're going to have to reinforce that. They're going to have to land there in Poland, I think. That'll be the best move there. And then this 1 Stuka is joining these 3 guys, and we're finally going to take Baltic State, I think. Now that I say that, I'm gonna just bring 2 guys. I've just cursed myself probably, but I'm gonna bring that other guy into Poland, eastern Poland, to help guard those planes. So that should be the attacks. And I did not show the build. I'll show that when I'm done with these attacks. So we'll start in the south, and I'm not going to use that target select because I want that 4 for the combined arms. So we got 4 1s, a 3 and a 4. 2 hits, so it's going to go a second round. Russia has 3 2s back. 2 hits. Well, that sucks. Alright, so take 2 guys off. 1 more hit. Well, that's all they had. Russia's return, of course. So they got 1 infantry, so they're not going to be able to capitalize on that. But they did take the territory and get rid of one of Russia's NOs. Alright, so let's do this other little one here. We're going to do the target select on that Baltic. Hey, we succeeded. Maybe we should have just done that in the first place. The other previous 6 battles, however many that was. Alright, so the big battle. They do have an anti-aircraft gun, so we've got 4 planes, but they can only fire at 3. I thought we were going to get one there for a second. Alright. So I got 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 artillery, so that'll take those 3 guys. That's 1, 2, 3, so that's 6 ones. And somewhere, I got some more ones. Alright. So 3 artillery. So it'll be 6 ones and 6 twos, and then I'll roll the planes and tanks. There is 3, so that'll be 1, 2, 3. Alright. Now, Germany does have heavy tanks. They got that last turn on the research. So their tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 at 4. And we have 2 fighters and then 2 Stukas at 4. And that will be everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I'll put those 2 back in there so they get to defend. So the heavy tanks defend at 3. So they will have 6 at 3 and a 2. And they only, oh, not good. They only got 2 back. So let's get that off the board. Clear all these casualties. Is there an anti-aircraft? There it is. All right. So 2 Germans will take these 2 infantry. Now, what that means is that I don't think the Russians can counterattack that and win. Let's see what we got in there. So we've got 6 infantry, a mech, 3 artillery, and 6 tanks. Alright. So these 2 planes have to land in eastern Poland. There's an Italian tank there, an AA gun, but I want to move the AA gun up into here. And then we're going to move that one up into there. And here's an opportunity for the Russian mobile anti-aircraft gun to get into that battle. So we'll see if I can get enough in there. We can rail these 3, and then, well, I guess we can rail the tank, or we can drive, either way. So we've got that one stacked there. I wonder if I should put these 2 planes in there just to protect, maybe to give Russia a second thought. And I can, 1, 2, I can drive this tank, and then this guy is going to block in Besseberia. Alright, so this Stuka has 2 left. I think we're just going to go back to Berlin. 2 more guys march up. I don't have anybody to bring over to Norway this time. One guy's going to march into Normandy. This transport's going to take the man and artillery into Syria. Alright, so these 2 have to land in. Alright, so Britain could come after all those planes, because they do have a transport, but that would only have 5 guys at 1 with a bombardment. There is no artillery in, that is a stinker. Alright, well, they'll have to think about it when it's their turn. Right now, let me see if I've got everything moved. Got this German sub. I want to put him out here so he can maybe strike Gibraltar. Oh yeah, and in the Atlantic here, we're going to bring our destroyer, these 2 subs, 2 transports, cruiser, battleship, all out on the edge in Sea Zone 112. Not that I'm going to attack Gibraltar, but I'm going to stack them all up. I'm going to move my convoy back up to Scotland, because with America coming in, Britain could probably start sending a destroyer up. So we'll send those back, split them up. Alright, they've only convoyed London twice for $1, so it's not like they're killing it there or anything. That's the dead pile. I guess I should get it off the board. And you can go away. Alright. So let's, before I place those units and go on to Russia's turn, you can see the buys there. Had to fix, Germany had to fix that factory in Paris, because I'm going to start placing units there to defend against the US and British forces coming into Normandy. If they come, they may not. Alright, so let me put out my stuff, and that should show everything we need for Russia other than the Far East. They're either going to have to decide to deal with Japan over there or start sending stuff back, I think. Because that German attack, they only lost 2 infantry. I was just about ready to say that it was looking really bleak for the Axis. But after that that battle there in western Ukraine, whew, I think the title might have. So that's 3 battles. Germany took it, then Russia counterattacked and took it back, and a lot has been destroyed there. Alright, so down in Yugoslavia, I've got 2 guys in a tank at that factory. And Western Germany, I'm going to place 2 guys in artillery, or 2 artillery. You know what? I need one of those guys from Yugoslavia so I can have 2 more guys in that bomber for parachuters. So, I'm going to put a fighter in Western Germany. I could put a 2nd tank in Yugoslavia. And then in Berlin, we'll put the tank and the other 2 artillery. Alright, so that should be it for Germany. We still only have the 3 NOs. They did gain, well, I guess that gives them another NO there for 2 points for having Northwest Persia. And they only gained the 2 there. Oh, they did. They gained 3 because they finally were able to take Baltic. So Germany up 3, which puts them at 45. Well, they're not really getting very high on that chart. Russia down to 32. 45. I may have to count Germany. It seems like they should be a little higher than 45, but maybe not. So now Russia is up to bat. What to do? Well, obviously we're going to take 3 guys and a mobile artillery into Baltic. I'll do that one. I don't think we can hit Ukraine. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. Well, what can hit Eastern Poland here? 2 artillery, 1 man, 1 AA, and 1 tank. Oh, 2 more artillery. Might be able to get into the plains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, they got 8, 9 hits they'd have to get to the planes. So, what to do? Let's see if we make this attack. These artilleries are boosting all these guys, so those are all 2s. We can have a 4 from the tank, the 2 fighter, or fighter and tactical. And if we wanted to throw everything in, we can throw in 2 more 2s. Let's chip that out. Not doing well for the bid though, or the build up in the... Alright, so everything's at 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 2s, 2 4s, and a 3. And this bomber dropped off 2 paratroopers from that red chip. Alright. We will see how far they can get in that battle. I'm going to assume that's in the camera range. Let me look real quick. Yeah, most of it is. Alright, I already lost count on how many 2s that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright, 13 2s. Oh, I do have an anti-aircraft gun, so they get 3 anti-aircraft shots. Oh, they got one. Since they're going to be on the defense, they're going to lose that tack. Alright. Always move your anti-aircraft guns to the front lines. Alright, so... Dang it, I forgot again. I think it's 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 13. Alright, here's 6. There's 3. Here's 7. Oh, so that's 7 total hits, plus a 3 and a 4. 8. So 8 total hits on the Germans. Are we going to have another beatdown in Western Ukraine? All right, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and one of those was an anti-aircraft gun, so we have 10 at 2. There's 2. 5. And then we have 6 at 3. So 8. So the Russians lose 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all their infantry. They're down to 4 artillery, 5 artillery, and a tank and a fighter. The decision process, because it's not in the Russians' favor now. But they're going to be attacked if they don't. We'll make one more stab at it. Maybe we can get into the tanks. So that is 5 2s, a 3, and a 4. 3. So they got rid of the artillery. So now the Germans fire back with 3 2s and 6 3s. 3 for 3. All right. Well, there's no. Well, I mean, the consensus here is heavy tanks defend at 3, so it might be better just to keep attacking and hope that Germany doesn't get that fighter. Or just pull back. Germany's going to get 6 3s. They could very easily get 4. That would be a disaster if they lose that fighter. But they are gonna, any hits are gonna get tanks. All right. 2. All right, well that probably did not work out the way I would have wanted. So 2, that leaves 4 tanks left. Here's the big roll. See if Russia did the right thing or not. Russia did the right thing. So they're going to keep in. 2 2s, a 3 and a 4. Oh no, 1 hit. So Germany has 3 tanks back, or 4 tanks, 2 hits. So that will be it. Just because I don't want to lose that Russian fighter. And now it's 2 against 3. Oh, Baltic. 3 2s against 2 2s. 1 hit. Germans return. 2 hits. How about that? The Baltic held. Or do I just go 1-on-1? I kind of have to because I want to block this for those tanks. But you know what? Italy could easily do the can opener if they succeed. So we will back out of that one. Alright, so I don't know if that was the right move for Russia. Because if you're looking at that map, like I'm looking at that map, there is nothing left. Now granted, there's not much there for Germany either, so. Alright, well, I'll have to go there. I have to move up. Might as well move up there with some stuff, I guess. We can rail 2 guys from Leningrad down here, so we got a little bit of a defense. We're going to move that mobile anti-aircraft into Moscow. And I think it's time to give up on the Viborg. Move him back. We'll make him fight for Karelia. And what did Germany or Russians bought? 4 artillery and 2 tanks. So let's bring back another guy to Moscow. I think, gosh, if I drive them back, they still can't get to Moscow in time. What to do? There's not many Japanese up there, so I guess if I leave them there, I can keep them at bay still. Alright, we'll leave them for now. Alright, so we are building another 5 at least in Moscow. Up in Leningrad, we're going to put 2, and we're going to put 2 artillery there, and then 2 tanks, 2 artillery here. So that is a total of 9 in Moscow. Alright, well, Germany really won't be able to attack much the next turn, but they'll basically be in reinforcement mode here, I think. Alright, we're good for that. I'm going to pause that video and, oh, I forgot here. I moved that Lend-Lease card over here. 6. So Soviet player chooses his Lend-Lease. Well, there's German sub in the Lend-Lease, so he can only choose or only pick the Pacific Aid part. So number 5 would be a fighter or 7 IPCs for the Pacific. So they're going to take 7. So that was pretty huge there. I mean, they got $7. They did lose an NO. So they have 8 in NOs. No, they lost 2 because they didn't get Baltic back. So that was a painful round for Russia. They really needed that $7. So they have 1 NO for the resources and 7 extra dollars, and they have 32 on the board, so it's $39, $42. So not quite as exciting as I thought it was going to be. And now I will pause that video and set up for Britain. Britain's turn 5. No attacks in the Europe-Africa side. They're going to just reposition. Because they've got the radar and air traffic control tech, this air base is allowing all fighters to scramble, so no matter how many you have there. So we're just going to start dumping Allied fighters in there. We're going to take that bonus away from Italy for the ships in the Med. So we're going to put that carrier and that destroyer, so the carrier can soak up a hit or two if there is an all-out assault. If not, they'll hold. This bomber is going to bring down these 2 guys, air transport, and there is an air base, so their tech for the radar and ATC gives a boost of 2 to the air base instead of 1, so this bomber can move 8. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got to go the southern route. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I don't want to land it on the front line and leave that bomber on the front line. So we'll land it there in French Equatorial Africa, where those British are, or the French that just landed. That will be it for this side of the board. Let's reposition the units here. We're just going to bring 1 infantry up, slide the artillery up, move the planes up, little railroad. So there's 5 infantry there. I mean, Italy could attack it, but maybe not. Alright, so then on the far side, we opted away from attacking Iraq, and we're just going to reinforce Iran. But we're going to come down here with a sub. We're going to bypass this sub into Java Sea Zone and up here for the freebie. So we're weakening the British Navy a little bit, but we are hopefully going to eliminate 3 Japanese ships, and then these 2 planes will join that destroyer attack. Alright, so that will be it. Oh, there's a walk-on attack here in Siam. French Indochina, they can fend for themselves. Slackers, they never really did anything all game long. Alright, so for here it's just going to be 2 on 1. So the black dice will be the Japanese sub. Nothing. Round 2. Hit. Alright, so that convoy zone is no more. And up here we've got a 2, 3, and a 4, but let's use a target select from that tactical bomber there. Alright, that's it for that. So really I probably didn't need that sub there, but I was just kind of guarding against losing a British aircraft that can't be replaced. So they will head back. Got a destroyer, got a sub. I guess there's a convoy zone there, unless, well, I'm pretty sure that a Japanese destroyer will be taking out some of those. Alright, so we're going to railroad 3 guys, and even though I don't want to weaken India any, into Iran, because I'm placing my build, I got 5 infantry and an artillery that I'm placing here, and then the rest will be in Africa, South Africa, which will be an infantry and artillery, and you know that fighter plane, I think I'm going to build that fighter in London so I can go down to Gibraltar and join up with that. So let me place those out and look and see what Italy is going to do here. No, I don't think I'm far enough back. There we go. Now we can see the Italian theater. And let me place out these buys here first. Alright, so that's 19 points there in India. And then we got 2 down in South Africa that can rail up. Railroads are really nice in this game. So Italy really can't go after 6 infantry. Really can't go after 5. I suppose we could go after these Frenchies there. And I think we're going to need to reinforce here. So Italy will have no attacks. So let's move up 2 artillery in there. This bomber is going to fly 2 infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Land here in Greece. Alright, so 2 transports come down. They're going to bring 2 infantry, 2 artillery. You know what, we're going to land 1 in Transjordan and 1 transport here. Move our ships over to protect. That transport's going to head back to there. We are going to have to fly our fighter back in case that destroyer gets a little frisky and wants to come over. Let's bring that tack as well, because they can always fly down if we need them to. Alright, so this mech goes there. Artillery and mech into Romania. We got some Italian presence on the eastern front. Alright, so let me place their goods. So they lose a national objective. The Mediterranean. So they only have 7 in objectives now. And they didn't go up on their count, so they will have 27 total dollars, which I think is down. Well, it should be down 5, right? Yeah. So let me put the money out, put the troops out. I did buy a factory in Egypt last round, so we'll build 3 guys there. We'll put 1 artillery, 1 guy in northern Italy, 3 infantry, 2 artillery. All right. Not really any fear. There's only 1 British destroyer for next turn, or transports. So they're not coming at Rome. Alright, so Canada, no fighting there. Move it to this side. Get a rare look at the Canadian side of the map. Because we did buy a transport and a destroyer, and we're bringing the transport and destroyer back to grab all these. This fighter, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the carrier moved. I guess he's got to go to the air base here at Nova Scotia, and next turn he can come over. The transport in Brazil will bring one guy and one mech back. That's pretty much it for Canada. Anzac. Let's see what they will do. Their transports are alone now, so that's not good. I don't necessarily want to lose them. There really isn't anything I can assault with that. So we will go down here for now. Just bide our time. We did buy 2 destroyers, a fighter, and a infantry. So now, well, let's put the fighter in New Zealand because he can fly over. Now we're back up to our original strength of 3 fighters after losing those to the Japanese. And speaking of Japanese, I'll pause the video and we will do Japan's turn next. Here are Japan's attacks for round 5. I'm going to send these 2 planes off the carrier. The carrier will come up to collect them along with the battleship cruiser. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the destroyer will come as well. We're going to send a destroyer after each one of those subs. Now the downside is that battle prevents me from using this transport, grabbing those guys and attacking. So I'm going to have to use these guys from the land, which I didn't want to do. So amphibiously we got 2 infantry and artillery. 1 guy from Siam, or Shan State, is coming down. And 1 guy is going into Siam with some planes. So the 2 planes off the carrier. 1 is going to hit this sub. Actually, they're both going to hit that sub. Because if I don't clear that sub and it gets that destroyer, then I am hosed. Coming down into Singapore, 2 fighters, 2 techs. And the camera shut off because my video card was full, so I had to delete some previous footage. But I'm bringing 2 transports from Japan down with a total of 5 guys and an artillery along with these 2 planes, and then this bomber will come over. We've got a naval battle for that destroyer, and what else do we have here? I think we're going to forget this convoy. Send those 2 after that sub. Make sure we clear it. Alright, so that leaves the 2 carriers up there with nothing to do. That's okay, I guess. I'm not going to attack China, but I am going to move some forces up to deal with them on the next turn. Alright, so let's go after this sub, which is important. So we have a 2, a 3, and a 4. There we go. 2 hits. Sub fires back. Nothing. Alright, so all that worry for nothing. British sub gone. Alright, next British sub. 2 2s. Nothing. Well, you know what? I can roll all that together because that. Uh-oh. Damn. Now I gotta lose the sub. Britain had a hit there. So it's a 2 on 1. Oh my gosh. That sub cleared out both Japanese ships. Wow. Painful. Alright. I have to regather my thoughts here. Alright, so we'll do this first amphib here, which is 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and 2 4s. And I need those 4s, so no target select here. 4 hits, that's all that's there. Let's see what Britain does back. No, and oh, that figures. What a no. All right, so they didn't get any hits. That not a good defense there of Singapore. All right, so we've got a 3, 1, and a 4 against Siam. 1 hit. Defense miss. All right, that was their big opportunity there. Turn that over so I do the count. All right, so that leaves the naval battle. We'll just roll the U.S. destroyer. Gets a hit, so we'll take a hit on that battleship. As the port will be ours, so we can repair it next turn. All right, the land battle will be 4 1s, 2 2s, 2 4s, and a 3. Need 3 hits. Got 4. All right. So U.S. has a 4 and 2 2s. And they get 2 hits. So 2 Japanese bite the dust. All right. So they will land on their carrier. That is 2 for Japan. And 2 less for the U.S. Let me put a damage marker under that battleship. I never like having it tipped. There we go. Not that anything was in range to attack it, so it wouldn't really matter. Alright, they'll head back to the carrier. That has to stay. These planes will head back. Oh, I forgot my one free march into Burma there. So these planes head back to there. The bombers will head back to Guangxi. The fighter will join them. Alright, the free Indochina was this tank coming down here. So that will be 2 for Japan from nobody. Britain loses 4. So now that puts them down to 25. So Britain is starting to feel the pinch. Alright, let me see. All my planes have landed. Alright, I can move those later. Alright. So this destroyer is going to come down here since we didn't kill that stinking sub. That transport heads back. Alright, in China. Well, let's move one guy up. We'll move those two there. We'll have railroad. I hate to waste an artillery, but that's just how that's going to be. And we're going to drive this other tank here to counter Britain on the next turn. Alright, so I think that is it. Korea is open if Russia decides it wants to walk in. So we got 2 tanks and an infantry there. 3 infantry in Japan, along with 2 fighters, another destroyer, and a sub. Alright, looking over the board. I think that is it for Japan. They did get a bonus for Burma, which is 5, and that's it. So that gives them 56. The US is now on the clock. And there's nothing for them to attack over here. I'm not even sure that they're in the view. Let me move the camera. They weren't. U.S. is just going to send its goods down to Honolulu. Enjoy the sights and sounds of Pearl Harbor. Alright. And I think there was a transport, so we'll bring 2 guys. The bomber will bring 2 guys as well. You know what, I think we're going to send that bomber all the way down to Queensland. And then from there, we'll see about getting them over to Cairo for some defense. Not Cairo, Calcutta. And then on the U.S. or Atlantic side, what do we have here? We've got 3 transports. So they will come over, join the happy flotilla here. 1, 2, 3 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 tank, 1 mech. Land all that in Morocco. The bomber, I'm supposed to have 2 guys there, but I don't. So we'll bring only 1 infantry over to London. Carrier will come over. Our fighter will land on Gibraltar, I believe. Yeah, it can make it from that carrier. So we get maximum scramble there. The Germans left, so we don't need to protect the Canadians.